Hey, welcome to the show. I'm Yanni Rude.
And I'm just Terrell. You ever been out somewhere and overheard two people having crazy conversations?
Yeah, well, we are those people. We've been having these conversations since college.
Yep, it's the Regular Guys Random Thoughts podcast. Somebody's Son, Season 1, recap of Episode 5. Be sure to like, subscribe, rate, leave a review.
Nikki B jumped in early, said, I don't watch the show, so just popping by to say, hey, y'all. Hey, Nikki.
The nightgown.
Yep.
It's funny. Every time I see Nikki B, I just think nightgown.
Shout out to a YouTube channel member, Karen, one of the regulars, says, hey, guys, going to Spain for a couple of weeks. We'll miss you. We'll miss you, too. Have fun for us.
Enjoy. Send me some wine.
Send you some wine.
Yeah.
YouTube channel member, Miss Senator, says, happy Wednesday, everyone. Jules Sorrell, happy hump day live crew. Shout out to the live crew already popping in. Elsie Charmed, what up? You know, looking at this, right? And we're going to get to it in a second because there's so much to cover in this episode. This episode was kind of wild.
Mm-hmm.
Even just looking at, and I realized it because you watched it like twice, right?
Yep.
I watched it twice. And the second time that I'm watching it, I actually looked at the recap at the beginning of it, right? It made me say out loud, James is so disrespectful to Bravon. Just, I remember their one-on-one date, the way he was, just like, the only thing I'm thinking on there is, I wonder what Alyssia is doing. Those are his words, but that's what he was thinking.
Hey, you know, you go on a date, you're not interested. It happens. It happens. You haven't had a backyard date that didn't suck?
No. Well, wait. Say that again. Think about that for a second.
Yeah.
Sharonda Ness, who hadn't caught her live in a long time, says, I didn't know y'all were watching this silly show. Do you agree with her? Is it a silly show? Because you didn't want to do it at first.
No, it's getting silly, but it's fun to make fun of, but it's getting silly.
But, okay, when this began, you said you liked it better than most own shows.
The quality of the cast is way better than I've seen on the other owned shows.
So the quality of the cast is, it seems the budget was a little higher because they're actually not just, all right, y'all go home, we'll catch y'all tomorrow.
Right.
They're actually staying in places. Matter of fact, we get to go back to the first house that we saw, right? And that's with Mr. Football Player himself, Mr. Free Agent Josh, right?
Yep.
The fact that it took 3 episodes to get back to his photo shoot is crazy to me.
I was wondering what's happening with Josh and those ladies, and so I was glad that we got back to get connected with them.
Yeah, it allowed those 3 episodes they did and introduced us to Chad and Mama Katina. Allowed a lot of strays to happen in the comment section.
Yeah, gives Katina a break. No one's gonna come at her this episode.
That was great advice you gave her. Too bad she deleted the comment, and so yours went along with it. But it's one of these things where it's like, for real, our live crew, our replay gang. If you've ever been in a live chat, you know it ain't easy.
No, it's not, and they get everybody. It's not even just the cast on these shows.
They get us.
They get us too.
Jeez. We catch the most strays. Not even strays. These are direct shots.
Yeah, I think I catch them. I think I catch the most.
Oh, come on.
Yeah.
You catch the most because you say the most. Pink Butterfly YouTube channel member says, I'm here for the Cliff Notes and last one. Let's get to it because here's the thing. As we get to Josh, Oma picks Tamaris to go on the one-on-one date from the photo shoot. Now, Chambrielle wasn't too happy about it because she thought it should have been her.
Yeah, she did because they kissed. He didn't kiss anybody else, so she thought, well, of course, I'm going to win. We kissed.
Right. What did you think of her questioning, okay, well, now I'm curious about our intimacy. You had a kiss and a photo shoot.
One kiss.
Well, it was actually about 3 or 4 kisses.
Well, still, she's still coming across like a stage 5 clinger.
This early.
Yeah, just too early for that.
Yeah. It's nuts. And before we get to the date, while the date is happening, Chambrielle and Lexi decided to take a dip in was it the pool or the hot tub? Or was it the mini pool? Because it didn't look like there was any heat in that pool. But it's Houston, never mind. Hot tub. that pool water was hot.
Yeah. Well, yeah, they're sitting there having a conversation, and Lexi's like, "I'm really upset. I'm not on a date right now," which that probably has to be weird because they're both trying to talk. Well, what are they doing? What do you think that they're going to be talking about? Right. What if they come? What if she had a bad time? What if she had a great time? What if they come back and go to bed together? Oh, we're gonna wake up. Oh my! Like they just went down this created a whole.
No, you know what we got? The look inside a woman's head.
Yes, Lifetime movie. The Lifetime movie she created in her own head without even knowing anything that happened. That's
I was exactly like, oh my God, we're in here. Do they know we're watching? Because we can see all of this right now.
Yeah, we're like, this is what it's like.
It's like that meme. Oh, this is nice. No, it's not. Stop. Oh, man. Well, look, Tamaris, before they even go on a date, she's doing her little video diary, and she says something that I just can't skip past. So, because usually we just skip past this little piece, right? But she says, I see us best friends. Me and Josh like bestie-esties.
I don't want to be bestie-esties with my girl.
Well, yeah. It just didn't sound.
Doesn't sound right. I don't want my girl to ever say, yeah, me and Terrell are bestie-esties. Let's change that up. Just say we're really close.
Yeah. By the way, Baby Doll says she thought Chambrielle and Lexi's conversation was kind of weird because they're plotting yet competing with each other.
Yeah,
we'll get to their plotting too because their plot kind of it was successful and backfired at the same time. We'll get to that.
Successful for one.
Yeah. In the meantime, what we do get though is and somebody had put this up here. Jules Sorrell said they finally had an off-site date.
Yeah.
And Josh and Tamaris, they go not to the backyard, but they go to an actual restaurant and eat actual food cooked by somebody else. And
I bet Josh paid because Owen wouldn't cover it.
He might have. Or did they ask him in the beginning, so do you want to eat in the backyard or do you want a doorbell? Because he's the only one that has the house without a working doorbell. Everybody's knocking on his door, but everybody else gets a doorbell.
You're not going to let the doorbell thing go.
I am not going to let it go. You're damn right. What'd you think of their date?
I thought their date was great. I mean, it was a good conversation for the most part. Got a chance to get away from the house and the noise. That's why I like this date compared to a backyard date because you got people peeking out the blinds and stuff. So I thought it was decent. Their conversation was just okay.
Yeah. Well, Tamaris said she spent the last 2 years healing to get ready for her next relationship, which hopefully is this one, right? And Josh said there was a period in his life that he was real selfish and very guarded. But this whole date felt guarded. Like, did we learn anything from this?
It felt vague, and I was wondering why Tamaris isn't asking like some follow-up questions. Right. Why do you feel guarded? Tell me more about that. What happens that make you feel guarded? What type of women do you normally date that do that to you? I would ask a whole lot more questions trying to understand because he's not said what he does for a living. And so he can't say, look, I'm in the NFL and women, are out there chasing paper, so I got to be careful when I date. He can't say that, but that's really what it boils down to.
And considering, because isn't she the broadcaster?
Yes.
Why weren't there follow-up questions?
She works in broadcasting. Doesn't mean she's a journalist. She's not interviewing people.
Touche. Well, speaking of the plan, Chambrielle and Lexi they're plotting. The date's over, and they're like, okay, when they come back, here's what we're gonna do. Did you like the plan?
I loved Lexi's diabolical plan because she's like, all right, girl, you get with Tamaris and you find out all the things that happened. Find out if she got some information, anything that could help us. I'll talk to Josh. I'll keep him distracted. I was like, well played, Lexi. Well played.
So distracted as they walk off, their arm in arm hugging each other.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Well, let's deal with the conversation with Shambriel and Tamaris first, right? Because the first thing Tamaris does is admit that her and Josh kissed. TMI?
Well, no, because Shambriel kissed him too. Mm-hmm. So she's just saying, hey, you kissed him, so did I. We even.
Shambriel says, and she didn't say it to Tamaris, but after she's realized that she didn't get any more new information, she's like, look, Josh seems to be the kind of guy, I think I figured this out. He's the kind of guy that you got to ask questions. If you ask him, he'll answer. But if you don't, he's not going to tell you.
Right.
I can relate. That was me. I remember in college, hey, if you ask, I'll tell you. But if you ask, accept the answer.
Yeah. Yep, you were that way. Still are. Still are. Haven't changed.
Of course not. Why? Meanwhile, in the kitchen, Lexi and Josh, they're out there getting to know each other a little bit more, right? Well, actually not at first. Getting to know more about what everything else has happened. Because Lexi says, hey, so your date was good, so are you sold? And he's like, nah. Good mover now.
Well, it was good for him to say, no, I'm not sold. And it was dumb for Lexi to ask that. Because what did she expect him to say? Oh, yeah, Tamaris is the one. Well, then, we might as well wrap the show up.
Right. But great answer by him. No.
Right.
Then she's asking more questions, which so at least she knows how to do the follow-up questions. Lexi knows how to have follow-up questions. But Josh knows how to get out of a tight spot.
Yeah.
Really quick maneuvered his way out of there.
I loved how he did it. He's like, hey, look, we got alone time right now. We can talk about anything you want. Mm-hmm. You want to talk about Tamaris or you want to talk about us? It's like,
and she's like, ooh, yeah, let me.
Okay.
They have this whole conversation. He says something and then about what she sleeps in, right? And then all of a sudden she's like, hey, I'm feeling kind of, he just left a date with another girl and now he's coming at me. Is she right?
No, because you came at him. When he walked in the door, you grabbed him. Mm-hmm. So you were up in his face from that moment. So he's just asking questions. He's trying to get to know you now.
So she asked him, though, about his ideal woman. Mm-hmm. Did you like his answer?
It's the same as just about any answer from anybody if you ask the ideal woman.
Yes, smart,
Bang.
Beautiful, caring, loving, and can hold down the family.
Yeah. Big.
It really was. Even here's the thing, the only thing he gave any depth on instead of just beautiful was beautiful. In the morning, too.
Which
is very important.
It's important. It's important.
Hey, I love put that there. She's like, I check all those boxes. Then when it comes down to her, she says she's a sapiosexual. And if someone is talking to her and saying big words and sounding smart, who needs liquor? We're ready.
That's all it takes.
What's the biggest word you know?
Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. Get over here, Lexi.
Carol. Oh, that is nuts. But here's the problem I have with you don't like when people say that, right?
I don't like when people say that they're sapiosexuals. I just think it's a dumb category to try to put yourself in, that it has a condescending tone to it.
Why?
That I'm better than you because I like people who are smart. That's what turns me on. Not looks, not muscles, not all that. But if you can use big words, that's what gets me moist. I just feel it's just a dumb thing that people say to try to separate themselves from people. I think it's ridiculous.
Do you tell people that before or after you start saying the big words when they tell you that?
If somebody told me that, I'll lose interest right there. I'm done.
So you'd have been done.
I'll start saying small words. Oh, well, out.
Well, see, so that's where you would have been out, right?
Yep.
When she's talking about the kind of man she wants, that's when I would have been out. because she wants a man that can match her, right? That doesn't say anything. That's very vague as well. And then she said he has to be confident enough to be with a baddie. What? Get out my house.
Yeah.
Right now.
You call yourself a baddie. I can't. I just can't deal with that. You're a baddie. Be humble. There's nothing more sexy than an attractive woman who doesn't act like it. You know what I mean? Like somebody that's gorgeous, but she doesn't have to flaunt it and show everybody. It just naturally happens. That beauty is amazing.
But also, if you like big words, find a bigger word than baddie. Baddie is high school. It's early college. It's the first year of college. And find a word that properly describes what you are. Okay, that's like, ladies. How many times have we said? Okay, how many times have I said? If he calls you wifey, kick his ass out. Because that's just a cheap way of saying, I know you want to be wife, but I'm going to settle. I'm going to make you feel a little better. Wifey.
Yeah.
No.
What if she called herself Bad Alyssia? Was that be big enough? Word?
You know what? Maybe you're right. Baddie's okay. Baddie's quite all right. You know what? You just convinced me. Baby doll says not a baddie with 2 kids and single. Okay, girl. Wait, are we parent shaming? Come on now. We can't do that, baby doll.
No one's parent shaming. We're just saying there's levels.
Her definition of baddie is in the looks department.
Right.
That's what she's referring to.
Right.
She's an attractive woman. You said that when she got out the truck, you were like, yes.
Yeah.
So you agree.
I agree that physically, yes, she is attractive, but also all the other things that come with it could move your baddie status up or down.
You know, we're gonna move off of this right now because I can't take hearing that word anymore. I'm done. Baby doll says thanks, Terrell. Not parent shaming, just saying she needs to chill. Okay.
Yeah, just dial down a notch.
Hey, look, she's there to win. She told y'all that in the pool. Maybe y'all weren't paying attention. She's there to win. She's there to win. Damn. Y'all just tough, boy. See, Katina, funny. It's not just you. Katina, it's not just you. But you were catching some strays last week, though. Jeez. Hey, appreciate everybody, man. Whether you're part of the live crew watching right now or you're part of the replay gang checking it out later, do us a favor. Hit that like button. If not subscribed, please subscribe. Hit the bell for notifications. As we move on over to the next house, the first one that had a doorbell that worked, right? Shame, stop it. I'm not even going to say it. I'm just going to put it up here. I'm not going to say it. Funny. Of course James would say this as we move to James and, and his mom, Shirley.
That's you, James.
James, is that you? Let's talk after when the season's over. James is having a conversation, not that James, this James, with his mom about the photo shoot and how uncomfortable it was. Do you agree with him?
I do. And he was just letting know, like, it's not that doing a photo shoot's uncomfortable. Mm-hmm. It's being directed by your mom and to have to do some of these things in front of your mom. Yeah. It's weird. How would you like if you do that in front of your mom? You know, that's what he told her. I agree with him.
And she didn't seem to mind. I just wanted to see their comfort level. That's all. I like their dynamic though. I do too. They get along, right?
Yeah.
We noticed that early on, and I think we see a lot more of that this one. It's almost like, because she picked out everything. When all the women walked in, she said the things that we knew directly. This, and this, right? Mm-hmm. So why did she ask James? Why did Charlize ask James who he would pick? She already knew who he was going to pick.
Well, I think that she asked because, as you said, they're dynamic. They're really tight. Mm-hmm. So she's just asking, hey, who did you like the most? And I thought it was an interesting conversation because I didn't realize he didn't like the strawberry kiss from Saturday.
That was wild to me. Because when she said, I thought you picked Saturday, he's like, no, I didn't like the strawberry.
Yeah.
Was the strawberry sour? What was it? Do you not like strawberry, sir?
Was her breath hot?
What was it?
What was it? Curious.
Great question. Well, we know who was going to win. We knew this. Elson says production made her ask. Alyssia wins the date, right? Let's just get to their date because as he's out there with Alyssia, another one of your favorites.
Yep.
I thought when this date started, James looks nervous as hell. I know I'm not the only one that thought that.
I thought he looked the same as he did on his date with Bravon. I mean, James is just not that guy. That just seems like he's not Josh. Josh is very cool, suave. It's not James. But he didn't seem nervous to me. He seemed smitten.
He was. Only thing he didn't have was drool.
Yeah.
That's the only thing missing. They started feeding each other. Good.
I think that is great. Feeding somebody, it's very intimate. You know, if my girl comes to me and it's like, hey, taste this, I don't even gonna think of it. I'm just like, put it in my mouth and eat it. But if I'm at work and somebody tries to put a French fry in my mouth, they could get punched in the throat. It's like, it's just a level of intimacy that I think is really positive, and you can feed each other and share food. That way it's not like, I don't want to be with somebody like, this is my plate, you ordered that, don't touch. Let's share. I like that.
Bow, keep your hand out my plate. Yeah. Maybe I'm happy they didn't do this, but I'm kind of surprised that she didn't. When James is like, he's like, what features? What do you want? I want that. Okay. He said, but that's a big bite though. I thought she was going to come back with something that's like, bow, so am I. That would have made that man break out in a sweat immediately.
I thought she was going to say, I can handle bigger.
It's interesting because Elson says Alyssia is a shark and James is a tadpole, right? Here's the thing I would say. She is good, and she has mastered the art of flirting because the way she is looking at him across the table, I went, you know what? James, I understand. Honey, don't look.
I understood because I'm just sitting there looking at the screen like this. And I'm like, yeah, listen, you get him. I was like, James, it was like the movie Maverick. Hey, pull up or take the shot.
She mastered that flirting. She has it in a way. Oh my! Elson says she's a hostess of nightlife. He's the church dude. Yeah, except he doesn't go. Because Bravon hasn't seen him there.
Holiday saints.
Yeah, exactly. I love that the conversation went from the googly eyes and got a little deeper, right?
Yeah.
Talking about relationships, talking about marriage, and talking about when James's mom got sick.
Yeah. I thought that was good too, because I think that helps her understand their bond. Because like I said, between all the other son and mom combos, I feel like they're the closest.
Yeah.
And you can see why that they are the closest, especially going through what they went through.
Now, Alyssia brings up religion and how she began to question things. Good choice?
It's a good choice because it's good to be honest. I was the same way that Alyssia was. I grew up in church and I believed a whole lot of things. And as I got older, started asking some questions and it made me go a different path. But I think this is going to be the challenge in a relationship. But something tells me, as much as Josh wants faith in a relationship, with Alyssia, I think he might let it slide. Like he might be like, hey, babe, I'm going to go to church. When I come back, we'll go to brunch. You just stay here and go to sleep. I'll let it go. I'll pray for you while I'm there. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, because he shows like faith over everything. Because if they don't connect, if we don't connect on faith, it's a wrap. Unless
you're with Alyssia.
The thing though, even though Jules Sorrell says Alyssia is obviously just biding her time, waiting for a pro athlete with a fat contract. I don't know how y'all just get that from. Why y'all? You started this with the bottle service thing, man. See, this is the problem.
Okay, have you heard anybody that wants to be a long-term career bottle service girl? No. And what normally happens?
College.
She's out of college. What normally happens with bottle service girls? They either get scooped up with somebody that has some money, or they get on the pole to make more money because the bottle service is only so much.
They make a lot of money in bottle service. You
can make more on the pole.
Not all.
You can make more on the poll. Not everybody can, but someone that's in Alyssa's category, yeah, but she shouldn't be. I don't think she should be on the poll. Alyssa, don't get on the poll, girl.
She's not. She's not, and she's probably not chasing the same people y'all saying.
Yeah,
or maybe, who knows? Right now, she's into James. She says she might want somebody's son. She wants to kiss Bad. James doesn't say that. He says he wants to kiss Bad too, but he doesn't go in for the kiss.
See,
missed opportunity.
Huge. This is why nice guys finish last. Is because
so James is a nice guy finishing last.
Yeah. This is why nice guys finish last. You don't pass up an opportunity when you have an Alyssia in front of you.
Oh boy, here we
and
go.
You know she wants to kill. You don't pass that up. So many times in my days in college, when I was like, you know what, I'm gonna try to not make it about physical. I'm gonna be a gentleman. What happened? I went on amazing dates with beautiful people I didn't kiss, and they were not interested anymore after that.
Yeah, remember that story.
Yeah.
I don't think we're ready for this.
I don't think we're ready for this. And then she was just like, well, I don't think you're ready for me then. And she was done with me. And I never had another chance.
Yeah, that's why you now believe that. I understand. I get it. Yeah. I get it. Meanwhile, Charlize, Brevon, and Sabrina, they're inside, here's the problem that I see here. First, I feel like Brevon is kissing up to Charlize a little bit too much for my liking, and Charlize is like, I think she's picking up on it.
Well, I think so too. I think Charlize is annoyed by Brevon. Since day one, I think she's been a little annoyed by Brevon.
Yeah, I'm actually surprised that she didn't eliminate her the first day because you're right, she did seem that way from the very beginning, right?
Right.
So it's interesting that she's still there.
Chisholm didn't talk enough. That's why.
Yeah, because she really didn't like Chisholm enough. That's all it was. But she said Brevon talked too much. Lip touching combo, useless, pointless.
I think Sabrina should just own it, but don't try to act like, oh, did it touch? Don't play coy. Just own that's what happened.
Okay, so then. That being the case, then that's the same thing. She's playing and Charlize calls us out too. Is she trying to keep this good girl image? She calls it out too.
100%. But Sabrina should have owned it and said, "Hey, Charlize, this is your fault. You're the one that told me to put a strawberry in my mouth. How else are you supposed to do this? I didn't plan that. You were the director.
You did this. I was uncomfortable.
Yeah, you're the director. I'm the talent. I'm just doing what you're telling me to do."
So Charlize goes, okay, let me see. How can I get these women? I got it. Trick question. If I wasn't here, would you act differently? Sabrina stays clear. Brevon dives right in and damn, falls for it.
Falls for that. When she goes, yeah, because your presence would make me behave more and be more respectful, which leads me to think, so if she wasn't there,
right,
you wouldn't behave and you wouldn't be respectful.
Which is kind of, and I don't think that's the case. I just think that's what it comes off as saying.
It does.
You can't say that she would have been any different. It's just, that's what, when you say something like that to a mom, that's the first thing they're going to think. So, next morning though, Brevon comes downstairs and she's got allergy issues. So she's got her shades on.
I don't buy that at all.
Really?
No, I don't buy that at all. First off, I don't trust anybody that wears sunglasses inside. There's just something about it that makes me feel like they're sketch and they're up to something. I think maybe she was crying or something like that, but don't come downstairs or say, hey, I need to get some allergy medicine. Because when Charlize asked her, oh, your allergy's bad, take your glasses off. Let me see. No, I'm not going to do that. I just don't believe that she had an allergy issue.
Elson says Bree is allergic to the other women. To be fair, one, Sabrina says she thinks she's probably emotional, and I feel that, and she's probably allergic to what else was happening. Miss Senator says, YouTube channel member says she was attention seeking. I don't think it was attention seeking. Right? I think this is a very bad space for her in this. At least this is what I'm seeing. Right? And think about this. Because she just starts catching strays in this kitchen. I mean, it's bad. It's like she says, hey, you need help with anything? And the first thing Charlie says, "You're late." And then that's not bad enough. James laughs out loud and then tries to cover it. No, you're good.
Yeah, because James and Shirley, this is Charlize's last breakfast. I mean, I'm sorry, this is Brevon's last breakfast. Yeah. This is the last time she's getting breakfast at this house. So they're just trying to be cool. But it's true. You don't come down late and you can observe that majority of everything's already done. So yes, can I help with anything? No, you're late.
Yeah, but okay. This wasn't said in the room, but it was said in the confessional. Even James, you could tell he does not like her when he's, she coming down like an undercover celebrity. Like, yo, why is she catching all these strays?
She's brought it on herself.
Okay, maybe the next one. Because trying to be a little playful, because, they just kept coming. I felt bad. I'm like, run. I don't even talk to the TV, but I was talking this time. Like, run, Bree, run. Get out of there. Because she goes, well, I'm going to let my man. Just trying to be funny.
Yeah.
Everybody turned mean girl, mean dude immediately. Charlize, what you say?
Yeah.
Sabrina, hey, word on the street is you're single, Mr. James. I sure is, missus. Yo, what are we doing? Why are we doing this to this woman?
Well, I mean, I like Charlize. Not on my watch. No. But I mean, you're in this competition. You don't really say that because it's very claiming and possessive. Mm-hmm. And it'd be one thing if she had been making out with James on their date and all this connection.
Right.
It's nothing. His date with her was very vanilla ice cream. It was bland. It was boring.
Yeah, it was, but it's not like he was giving much in that either.
Because he didn't want it. Again, you ever been on a bad date in the backyard? And you're just like, Jesus, I can't wait for this to be over. That's what is he supposed to do? Try to compensate for his lack of interest in her?
Hey, Mom, text me. Navark says, I don't like James. He's catty and messy. I did not like the way anybody, the only person that didn't say anything was your girl. The only person that didn't say anything in this moment was Alyssia. Because everybody else is coming down.
She knows the deal. Alyssia knows the deal. She's like, I'm fired. Y'all do what y'all need. I'm good.
This is bad, man. So here's the thing. Alyssia also notices that Sabrina and Brevon are kind of sucking up to Charlize, right? Mm-hmm. But to be fair, number 2, she has the winning strategy.
She sure does. Hell yeah. You focus on James. You don't focus on his mama. You focus on James.
Yeah.
She's doing it right. You stayed in the kitchen with him. And what trips me out is Brevon, Sabrina, and Charlize all go outside. Mm-hmm. James held the door open for him. Closes it behind him.
Yuck out! And then
goes and sits down with Alyssia. So it's like none of those other girls will be like, open the door back up. Hey, y'all coming? Or what? Like, no one said anything.
Nobody said anything. Sharonda says, a true player makes everyone feel like number one. Ask me how I know. Sharonda. Yeah, he definitely kind of, it's funny because before he opens the door, he prays over breakfast for everybody. Mm-hmm. Now, as a self-proclaimed faith over everything man, on a scale of 1 to 100, what are you rating that prayer?
It was light. It
Live
was
chat.
It was light. It was light. It was just maybe one step above rub-a-dub-dub. Thanks for the grub. Yay, God. Like it was just like a little step above that.
God is good. God is great. Thank you for this food that I'm about to eat.
Yeah. Jesus well. Amen.
Elson says 2 out of 100. That's actually generous. I was going to give 1 just because you can't go 0. You can't divide 0. That's the only reason why. It was terrible. But I didn't understand why they let Alyssia stay in there by herself, right? Elsa's also said bad game to leave James alone with Alyssia again. Very bad. Why did they do it? As you said, I don't understand that. It makes absolutely no sense. And then we get an answer from Sabrina.
Because her strategy is, I'm going to focus on Charlize.
Right.
I know that Alyssia is in there with James, but I'm going to focus on Charlize and let her get to know me more. That's a mistake.
It is because, yes, she's making the decisions here, kind of.
Right.
Because Sabrina, if she was making the decisions, you would have had that date, the solo date. But she's not making the decisions. She's allowing her son to, all right, you tell me, and that iPad can kick rocks. That's the way she kind of did it. And so she's going with his decision, almost all the way around.
Well, I don't know. I don't know if Sabrina thinks that Charlize is going to make all the decisions all the way to the end, that she's going to pick, which that wouldn't happen.
Right.
That wouldn't be a show. Because if she picks somebody the guy didn't like, well, that relationship's not going to last.
Right.
But I don't think it was a good idea for her to focus on Charlize.
Now, here's the real question. Would it have mattered if they all ate together? Or did James already make up his mind and it's Alyssia or no one?
Well, if I was James, I'd rather sit inside with Alyssia all day long compared to being outside with everybody and then every now and then having, Lady Godiva in her sunglasses talking to me to death.
Oh my God. Yeah. Okay. It's interesting because while they're sitting inside, I see people saying he's messy, he's been catty, and as I see this from the live crew in the live chat, I'm realizing that yes, a lot of the things he was saying while he was inside with her, like, well, that's on them. I guess they want to date my mom. Was that necessary?
I think that was his way of letting know that, hey, your strategy's working. I'm here with you. Let them outside.
They ain't got a chance anyway. The minute you walked in the door, it was over. I'm just playing along so that we can get through the rest of this season. That's it, right?
Yeah.
Nodna Bark says James and his mama jerks can't stand Alyssia fake but either, and Bravon is annoying. Do you like anybody on the show?
She's like, the key grip is cool.
I think you just killed the whole cast and stuff.
Put it all down.
Threw everybody out. Damn. Everybody out with the bath water. They're outside, and this is where it gets even, just when you thought it can't get any worse. Bravani gets a little emotional during the conversation as Charlize is talking about black women being disrespected. How'd you feel about this convo when this was happening here?
I thought it was a great conversation because we know it's true, right? There's so much truth to that. And as black men, we don't experience these things. So it's great to hear what these women are going through. As this is a great conversation. Now, Bravon getting all emotional about it. I think she was just emotional all day anyway. Yeah. And this was a moment for her to let the waterworks out and then take her glasses off. So see, I really am eyes red. It's from crying.
But you understand why she took the shades off. Because as we get in the confessional, she's feeling like, she's questioning whether being herself is enough, right? Because all she's been since she's been on the show is herself, right?
Right.
And then you can see Charlize feeling that and goes, well, look, you are enough. And that's when the shades come off. Well, the tears flow. It's a kind of a touching moment, because she's obviously in her feels that day.
I guess I'll agree to disagree because I think that even though she's questioning about being herself, you still have to be self-aware. Yeah. And that's where she's not. She's not self-aware of a lot. She's not self-aware that she's too chatty around people, and she was given hints, and she didn't listen to it.
No, she wasn't giving hints. They told her directly.
I was trying to be nice.
Because the mama said from the get-go, I wasn't looking for all that. I was like, tell me about your last relationship. And she's like, that was a lot. I wasn't looking for all that. That was direct. That was.
And James said it. You talk a lot.
He did. But she's being herself, and that's you're right. Sometimes that self-awareness, you have to realize when, okay, I do need to cut it back a little bit.
Right.
She will in time. Here's the sad part of this, though, because you see her get emotional. She ends up getting a hug from Charlize, but at the same time, Sabrina, she's like, I feel bad for her because I know James is paying more attention to me and to Alyssia. She's basically the odd person out.
Yeah.
But, oh well, it's a game. I'm here to win. Yeah. I was like, wait, where did that go?
Sucks us up. Anyway.
I thought this was a nice little bonding moment. All of a sudden she went, nah, yeah, this is what it is.
No.
I need Bravon to just leave, man. Just don't even give them any more. Seriously. It's just like GMAMEC says, I feel bad for her. She needs to walk away with a head held up high. No need to, quote unquote, compete. Agree?
Well, she's not competing. See,
this is what I was talking about.
Well, I'm just saying she's not competing. You're in a race and you're not even running. Everyone else is gone. You're about to get lapped. Just go ahead and just walk off the track.
Something to be says, if James was a real emotionally available man, he would have stepped up, pulled her aside to talk to her. But he's still a 13-year-old baby that needs his mama to look into things. Agree?
No, because it's a reality show. It's like you got to have this type of stuff, or else it's not fun for us to watch. We wouldn't be watching it. None of us would be sitting here on the Thursday night or the Wednesday night talking about this. So I don't think he was going to pull her aside and be like, hey, baby girl, let me talk to you for a bit. No, he's not going to do that because he has Alyssia sitting there. He ain't worried about it.
Now the bar says, James thinks he is God's gift to women. His mom thinks he's God's gift to women also. Nope. Agree?
I don't think that. I think he thinks he's, and there's nothing wrong with this, but I think they think that he thinks that he's a successful, educated black man. Mm-hmm. No kids. Mm-hmm. That's great.
High value? Is that what Kevin Samuels would call a high value man?
You could, but I think there's nothing wrong being proud about that. I think he exudes that about himself, and he's earned it.
Right. Yeah. You can't tell people to have confidence, that they should have confidence. And when they have it, you tell them that, you just think you're God's.
You think you all that.
Yeah. Because, in college, it was the thing that we'd say people, oh, y'all just cocky. No, not cocky, just confident. And then you say the rest, and then they realize, oh, you're really just an asshole when you say, I would just think I'm confident I'm better than you. This is going to be an interesting one, man, because you see from the preview moving forward, she's still there in the activities with them moving forward. It's obviously that same day, right?
Right.
No. Get out of there. Seriously.
Yeah, I think she should. But, this is what you signed up for to go on the show. And they're going to let it play out. The producers, they love the tears. They love all that drama. Yeah. They'll egg her on. Girl, he out there talking to Alyssia again. How do you feel about that camera?
Get the shot.
Yeah.
Jules Sorrell says, James became my least favorite son after this episode. No emotional intelligence. You agree?
I don't think that he has a lack of emotional intelligence. It's just there's people you care about and there's people you don't. And that's just, he's at the point that he doesn't care. He's not worried about Bravon. He's focused on bigger things. Mm-hmm.
Elson says, Bree, leave because of allergies.
Yeah, I'm allergic to all this bullshit that's happening right here. So I'm going to go ahead and self-select out.
Exactly. You know what? I'm out. Yep. All right, let's go through some of these before we get out of here. Let's see. Going back, Baby Doll said this earlier that you can dish it and take it.
Yeah.
Because, yes, when she came for us, you were nice on that, though. You were really nice. Offered sage advice.
Yeah, I wasn't going to be mean to her because I get it. Remember when we first started doing this and the first time people started talking shit to me in comments? Mm-hmm. And I'm just like, I would get mad and I'm just like, I'm going to say something. You're like, no, let it go. So same for Katina or anybody that goes to these reality shows. You got to let it go. Our opinions, we are just making fun of what we saw in the 1 hour episode like everybody else. I don't know these people personally. Mm-hmm. I don't know who's good, who's bad. Who knows? Mm-hmm. We're just having fun with it. But you got to be able to let that stuff go. So hopefully she took that advice, but I don't blame her for feeling some type of way. Twice I've done that now.
Some days you have time. You know the days I have time.
Oh, I know.
Some days you got time, and you just got to jump in there and get to it. And I love those days.
Thanks for watching. Thanks for watching.
Hilarious. By the way, just so you know that I was saying exactly what it is. Elsie Charm says exactly, Yanni, about Terrell doing the most. That's why they come for you sometimes. Yeah. When Sharon and us doing the episode on Josh says they can wrap up the segment, both Josh and Omar are going to pick Lexi. #predictable. Agree?
I don't know, because we haven't heard a lot of dialogue around the kid situation.
Right.
And what's going on with that. I think she's gorgeous. Mm-hmm. Don't get me wrong. I think she's more attractive than the other two, but that's just my preference. Mm-hmm. But you still got to talk about the kid thing and see how Josh really feels about that.
Right. And before we get out of here, let's see. Here it is. Some to be says, I'm not talking to anyone about this show. I'm too ashamed. This podcast is my secret hideout. Welcome to the Honeycomb Hideout.
Yeah, we don't mind being your dirty little secret. Fine.
We'll be your moped.
Yeah.
Fun to ride, but don't want to be seen in public with it.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine.
We're quite all right with that. It's okay. It's okay. And to be fair, we will try. I do want to see if we can get Katina on, but after the season's over.
Yeah, I would love to.
Yeah, let's talk. Trust me. Terrell doesn't, so I need somebody else to. Hey, okay, so we've got, it's going to be a heck of a weekend. We've got a lot going on this weekend. But then we're back Monday. We've got Never Ever Met's, another good episode. This one's, I don't know if you've seen the reel that OWN TV put out on this. That one's going to be something else to watch.
Yeah, I saw that. So I Never Ever Met.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm curious. Mm-hmm. I have a lot of questions.
And then what's the other one we have? Then, of course, back to this one, Somebody's Son, where I guess she was coming in everybody's comments, because Elsa says Katina came for me in my comments. Yeah. She's reading everything. And we appreciate everybody watching this, too, by the way. Do us a favor. Whether you're watching this now as part of the live crew or part of the replay gang, hit that like button. If you're not subscribed, please subscribe. Hit the bell for notifications. We appreciate you guys, man. This is why we do it, because of you. If it wasn't for you, I couldn't convince Terrell to watch these shows at all.
No, I could. He wouldn't be able to do it at all. But I'm having fun. I don't like the shows. I'm not into reality TV. I just have fun doing this. We can make fun of it and hear the live crew and see their perspective. Y'all are hilarious a lot of times. And then Rihanna and I read every comment for the replay game. So I look at every single one of those. And some of y'all are just funnier than us.
Well, we're not funny. I just like to laugh. Hey, I'm Yanni Rude.
And I'm Just Terrell.
Make sure you follow us at Yanni Rude, at Just Terrell, and at the RGRT Pod.
Yeah, send us some of your random thoughts or some of the bullshit from the internet. We may talk about it on the show.
It's the Regular Guys Random Thoughts Podcast. Cheers.
Cheers.